There's a few different ways to solve quadratics, and this particular way that we're looking at now is the null factor law. So null factor law first requires you to factorize. So step one, factorize. Step two is to make y equal to 0 or whatever is appropriate for the question. And it's basically the way that this works is that for this equation to equal 0, one of these two has to equal 0, because if it doesn't, then there's no way you can multiply two numbers that are non-zero and get out 0. That doesn't work. So we can say that ax plus b or cx plus d must equal 0. So there is two ways for this to work, or for you to have two solutions basically. So your step after that then is to solve both of those equations for x. So if you've got 0 equals ax plus b, solve for x, or 0 equals cx plus d, solve for x. Again, you check your solution is your last step, and you can do that by substituting it back in. So if you find out that x is equal to something, put it back in here. This might equal 0 or should equal 0, and then that will show you that it works. We're going to look at this with two examples. So this first example, again, y equals 0. So our equation is actually 2x minus 4 and x plus 3 equals 0. Now, by null factor, I can take the first bracket and make it equal to 0. So 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. And I can also say that x plus 3 is equal to 0. My next step then is to solve each of these equations. So I'm going to rearrange it so I can get x by itself. So I get 2x is equal to 4, so I plussed 4 to both sides. I'm now going to divide by 2, and this gives me that x is equal to 2. This is one possible solution. There is two solutions because we have two brackets. So we go to our second equation, x plus 3 is equal to 0. Opposite of plussing 3 is minusing 3, so x equals negative 3. Both of these solutions are correct, so you need to red box both. Now I could check it by substituting in one of these. So minus 3 back into this equation, or into both equations. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, minus 4 is negative 10. So this would be negative 10. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So negative 10 times 0 is 0. This works. In example B, we first need to factorize it. So noting the 5 out the front, this is going to be the AC method. Checking, A times C, so 5 times 9 is 45. So two numbers that multiply to give 45 and add to give the B value of 18. So 15 and 3 work, which means that I can rewrite that equation. And I get out 5x squared plus 15x plus 3x is plus 9. Now I take my first two terms and I factorize, and my last two terms and I factorize. And then I pull out that bracket as a common bracket. So x plus 3 is common, leaving me with 5x plus 3. All right. This part here is from last lesson. That is your factorizing using the AC method. You now then need to apply the null factor law. So we've done the factorization, we now null factor it. So make y equal to 0. 0 is equal to 5x plus 3, x plus 3, which means that each of those brackets is equal to 0. So 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Solve for x, so x is equal to negative 3 on 5. And then the second bracket, x plus 3, is also equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 3. Those are my solutions, so I'm going to red box them, and then I can check my solutions using CAS. So I'm choosing to use a function called solve, and I'm solving basically 0, so this function here, 0 is equal to 2x minus 4 and x plus 3, comma x. That's giving me out these two, so that's correct. And then I'm going to do the same thing but using this one here, which then also gives me out my two solutions, so negative 3 and negative 3 on 5. So they're also correct. You could have used a function called zeros on your calculator. So menu algebra zeros, that would also work as a possible way to do it.